Dear students, welcome in the class of English Literature, BA Part 2nd, Paper First. Today's topic is History of English Literature. I am Dr. Sumer Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Lohia College, Suru. Uh, the subtopic of today is Victorian poetry. Today we will discuss about the important features of Victorian poetry and what are the chief qualities of Victorian poetry and their poets. So, first of all, we will discuss about the introduction of Victorian poetry. What is Victorian poetry? What is the meaning of Victorian poetry? In the history of English literature, the period between 1832 to 1900 is known as the Victorian age, or the poetry which is written during this period is termed as the Victorian poetry. The history of English literature is divided into various ages and periods so that the students can understand and read the history of English literature very easily. Therefore, we can say that the poetry written during the period of Queen Victoria is termed as the Victorian poetry. Queen Victoria ruled in England from 1837 to 1901, and this period is called as the Victorian age. Lord Alfred Tennyson is regarded as the dominant and representative poet of Victorian age. Therefore, the Victorian age is also called as the age of Lord Alfred Tennyson. The other important and prolific poet of this period are Robert Browning, Matthew Arnold, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, G.M. Hopkins, Oscar Wilde, and etc. The writers of this period are known for their interest in verbal embellishment, mystical interpretation, brooding skepticism, and whimsical nonsense. During the Victorian era, however, there was a lot of radical changes took place, such as poets of this period did not like the romanticized version of society. The Victorian poetry is thus divided into two major groups. One that is called as High Victorian poetry and the another that is called as the Pre-Raphaelite poetry. So during the Victorian poetry, there are the two types of important poetries were written by the important poets. One is the High Victorian poetry, another is the Pre-Raphaelite poetry, which was written by the Pre-Raphaelite poets. The chief characteristics of Victorian poetry. Now we will discuss about the important characteristics of Victorian poetry, that what are the important characteristics of Victorian poetry. The first important characteristics of Victorian poetry is realism. Realism is the keynote of Victorian poetry, and almost in all poets there is the realistic elements. The second one is focus on masses. Victorian poetry or Victorian age is also known for the importance of mass, because during Victorian age there was a great development of science and technology. Therefore, industrial growth was very much during that period, and the industrial growth divided the society into two sections. The one section, that is the poor section, we can say that the laborers, workers, and the another section is the section of the capitalists and the capitalism. So, in Victorian age, poetry focuses upon the we can say problems of mass, and there is the importance of masses in that poetry. The third important characteristics of Victorian poetry is pessimism. Victorian age is also known as the age of pessimism, because there was a clash between the aristocratic class, the capitalist, and the rich class, and the poor class and the workers. So this clash generated a spirit of pessimism, or we can say the sense of pessimism among the people. So this age is also marked as the marked with pessimism, and in almost all poetry there is the importance of pessimism, or there is the input of pessimism. For example, we can say that Matthew Arnold is regarded as the greatest pessimistic poet in English literature. There is also pessimism in the poetry of Tennyson also, but Robert Browning's poetry is full of optimism, because in the age of pessimism, only one poet is optimistic poet, and who is Robert Browning. The another quality of Victorian poetry is use of science and technology. As I have told you that Victorian age is marked with the progress of science and technology. There was a tremendous progress in the field of industry. So there was industrial growth also in that time. So this age is also the age of science and technology. So in all the poetry there is the use of scientific terminology and the technological terminology. So there is the importance of science and technology in this poetry. Uh, Questioning to God. So this element is also skepticism and sentimentalism. Sentimentalism is also an important characteristics of Victorian poetry. The next one is morality. Victorian poetry also stresses upon morality and the importance of religion, or we can say the importance of faith in God. So morality is also important aspect of Victorian poetry. Sense of responsibility. There is also a sense of responsibility in the Victorian poetry, or we can say in the poetry of all the important poets of Victorian age. Interest in medieval myths and folklore. So there is also, we can say, interest and we can say importance of medieval myths and folklore in Victorian poetry. We can take the example of Tennyson's poetry, Tithonus, Ulysses. These are the mythological heroes, and Tennyson wrote poetry about the life, adventure, actions, and we can say the great entrepreneurs of these mythological heroes. So there is the importance of folklore and myths in Victorian poetry. Use of sensory devices and imagery. There is the use of sensory devices or imagery in Victorian poetry, and that imagery also further developed into the modern poetry. Humor is also important aspect of Victorian poetry. Popularity of dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue is one of the most important kind of uh, poetry in English literature, and most of the important dramatic monologues were written during Victorian age. We can say that Robert Browning is regarded as the most important and the greatest master of dramatic monologue in English literature. Tennyson also wrote well-known dramatic monologues. We can take the example of Tithonus, Ulysses. These are also the important dramatic monologues. So dramatic monologue became a very popular type of poetry during the Victorian age, and notable dramatic monologues were written during this period. The use of sensory elements and sentimentalism are the important characteristics of high Victorian poetry. So we can say that there are the two types of poetry written during the Victorian time, the pre-Raphaelite poetry and the high Victorian poetry. So sentimentalism and sensory elements were prominently used in the high Victorian poetry. Most of the Victorian poets used imagery and sensory devices to convey the sense of struggle between science and religion. Because Victorian age is regarded as the age of technology and science. So science and religion can't go together. Automatically there will be a stress, there will be a conflict between these two attitudes. So the conflict, the struggle between science and religion is also represented into their poetry by the use of imagery and sensory devices, and about the ideas of nature and romance. So Victorian age is also marked with the elements of nature, because nature poetry was also written during Victorian age. For example, we can say that Tennyson's most important poem, The Lotos Eaters, is a very beautiful nature lyric, and the choric song is also famous for the description of nature as well as the quality of lyricism. The Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood also drew on myths and folklore for their art, uh, with the example of D.G. Rossetti, Christina Rossetti, William Morris, William Holman Hunt, and etc. So D.G. Rossetti, Christina Rossetti, William Morris, Holman Hunt are the important or leading poets of the Pre-Raphaelite movement during the Victorian age. Now we come to the point of the major poets of Victorian age. So who are the major poets? Who are the important or leading poets of Victorian age? First of all, we come to the name of Lord Alfred Tennyson. Lord Alfred Tennyson is not only one of the most important poets of English literature, but he was also the representative poet, dominant poet of the Victorian age. His poetry is mighty organ of the expression of Victorian conscience. So Victorian conscience, Victorian faith, Victorian spirit is represented into his poetry very well. Tennyson is famous for his delicate, exquisite, and melodious nature lyrics and his poetic craftsmanship and artistic excellence in the whole English literature. So, Tennyson, as a poet, he is also important for his lyrics, for his nature lyrics, and for his artistic craftsman or artistic excellence in the field of English literature. The Lotos Eaters, Ulysses, Break, 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 Crossing the Bar, Mariana, the Locksley Hall Revisited, The Lady of Shalott, Tithonus are the well-known lyrics and dramatic monologues of Lord Alfred Tennyson. The second important poet of Victorian age is Robert Browning. Robert Browning is a very important poet of Victorian age, and he was basically a great philosopher and scholar of his time in the age of pessimism, because Victorian age is regarded as the age of pessimism. In this age of pessimism, Robert Browning is the single poet who is famous for his optimistic attitude or for his optimism in his poetry. He is one of the best known poet of English literature, and he is regarded as the some critics regard him as the greatest love poet besides John Donne and William Shakespeare. Like John Donne, Browning is the poet of wedded love, since he intensely writes of the love between man and woman. So there is a similarity between John Donne and Robert Browning as a love poet, because both writes about the marriage love or wedded love. Browning's poetry is realistic, intellectual, and dramatic in character, because there is a dramatic element in his poetry, or we can say that Browning wrote all his poems into the form of dramatic monologue, and therefore he is regarded as the greatest master of dramatic monologue in the whole English literature. He is a poet of hope, optimism, and firm faith in the existence of God. The another important quality of Browning is that there is a blind faith into the mercy of God. There is the blind faith into the supremacy of God, like Milton. He believes that if God is in heaven, all is well upon the earth. In his well-known poem, Pippa Passages, this is a very important dramatic monologue, he says, and this line also expresses his firm faith into the supremacy of God. He says, God is in his heaven, all is right with the world. So, if you believe in the existence of God, everything will be okay upon this world or in this human life. Browning is a gifted craftsmanship. He is also famous for his craftsmanship, artistic excellence in the poetry. There is a perfect combination of sense and sound in his poetry. So, in his poetry, that is also good quality of music, that is sound and sense quality. All his dramatic monologues are the psychoanalytical character studies. This is the unique quality of Robert Browning as a poet, that all his poetry is a psychoanalytical character studies. So we can say Browning's poetries are not only poetry, they are the character studies, or a well-known character studies we find into the poetry of Browning. My last touch is Porphyria's lover, Andrea del Sarto, Last Ride Together, Rabbi Ben Ezra, The Grammarian's Funeral are the well-known dramatic monologues of Browning. So, my last Duchess is not only the best dramatic monologue of Browning, but it is regarded as the greatest dramatic monologue into the whole English literature. Third important poet of Victorian age is Matthew Arnold. Matthew Arnold is not only an important poet, but also one of the greatest critics of the English literature. And in Victorian age, he is regarded as the most important or greatest critic. As a poet, he is regarded as the greatest elegiac poet in England. Elegiac poet, it means he is a poet of melancholy. He is a poet of, we can say, elegiac element, or we can say elegy. So, he is regarded as the greatest elegiac or greatest pessimistic poet in the whole English literature, because a note of elegy runs through all his poetry. It means all his poetry is marked with the note of pessimism as well as elegy. Arnold vehemently criticized the rising spirit of modernity in all spheres of contemporary life in his poetry. He was born classist. So we can say that during the Victorian time, one poet is regarded for his classes, regarded for his classicism, or we can say famous for his classicism, and he is the only classical poet in Victorian age. So there is a classicism in his poetry. A lover of shapeliness. A lover of shapeliness means he is interested in the shape and structure of poetry. It means this is the classical quality of um, Matthew Arnold as a poet, because he believes in the rule and regulation, the shape and structure of a poem. A restraint, it means control, rule, regulation should be there. Clarity and lucidity in poetry. So there is a good clarity and lucidity in his poetry. So these are the important quality of Matthew Arnold as a poet. Though Arnold's poetic output is limited, but he was a great scholar of his time. So the quality of his poetry is important. Scholar Gypsy, Thyrsis, Dowerbeach are the well-known classical poems. So these are the important classical poems of Matthew Arnold. The another quality of the poets, or we can say another type of the poets, are the pre-Raphaelite poets. Because pre-Raphaelite movement was started by some important poets and novelists of this time. So pre-Raphaelite poets, Dante Gabriel Rossetti, D.C. Rossetti, William Morris, A.C. Swinburne are the famous pre-Raphaelite poets of Victorian era. A.C. Swinburne is greatest and most prolific poet among the pre-Raphaelite poets. His poetry is famous for music, melody, picturesqueness in his poetry. So, in this way, we can say that pre-Raphaelite poets are also important poets of Victorian age, and they have largely contributed into the English literature, or we can say into the Victorian poetry. So, in this way, we have discussed the important qualities, important features of Victorian poetry, as well as the important poets and the representative poets of Victorian age. So we can say that Victorian age is also important age, important period into English literature for its quality, for its contribution or unique contribution into the field of literature. So thank you very much for today. In the next class, we will discuss about the another topic. Thank you very much.